We live in a free market where banks are too big to fail, while words like bailout and quantitative easing flood the propaganda press. We live in a free market where the Federal Reserve is able to create fiat Federal Reserve notes out of thin air and call it money. We live in a free market where anyone else is able to create fiat Federal Reserve notes out of thin air, and we call these people criminals and prisoners. We live in a free market where the Federal Reserve can set interest rates and ensure this world has massive debt on every level possible. We live in a free market where with guaranteed debt we can see so many humans suffer and take all the antidepressants they want because they are very suicidal based on struggling to pay bills. We live in a free market where big banks are free to short the living hell on the gold and silver fixings using fancy financial instruments while keeping the prices suppressed. We live in a free market where those who support individuals like Ron Paul can be considered unpatriotic and that of a terrorist. We live in a free market where we can believe that we actually have the right to choose which elected officials will help our nations move forward for the people. We live in a free market where the National Debt Clock webpage can state over 14 million are officially unemployed, whereas they state over 25 million are actually unemployed. We live in a free market where we call the Americas a democracy, even though this is defined as a form of government in which the supreme power is vested in the people. We live in a free market where we can exchange fiat debt notes for physical bullion silver while we crash J.P. Morgan.